Henry Cavill rumored for Marvel's Loki Season 2 as Hyperion? I don't think so. But it caught my interest. So I don't even think Comic Book News thinks so. But there's been a lot of rumors about Henry Cavill jumping ship to Marvel because they couldn't settle up a deal over at Warner Brothers for him as Superman. So Hyperion is a Superman knockoff that Marvel did. Let's see if they show any. No, I'll have to do it myself. That was the deal. This goes all the way back in the early days. They set this up an evil version of the Justice League. So you had Hyperion was Superman, Nighthawk was Batman, Dr. Spectrum was Green Lantern, and the Wizard. Yes, the Wizard. What's the Flash? It was a different time, you know. And so they pitted them against them and all that. Then later on, they did another version of the Squadron. So multiverse came into play. That this other version of these heroes was the original version was Squadron Sinister because they were bad guys, and then the heroic version was the Squadron Supreme, and that they became the main ones that would pop up in the Avengers and the Defenders also, stuff like that. They really came into their own when Mark Rudenwald did a limited series in the 80s, and it's excellent. It's really good. It predates Watchmen, and yet it kind of deals with the serious aspects of superheroes taking over the government and everything. It was pretty good. Maybe it's not on par with Watchmen, and the manner in which the visuals and the sequential art is executed, and the structure of it, and also the dialogue, of course. But still, it was really cool. And later on, they did a version of it where it got abandoned, unfortunately, where J. Michael Straczynski took it over, and they were kind of retelling that story, but in a darker, more serious tone, and the approach of what if superheroes were real type thing. So there was costumes and stuff, but it was very subdued, and pretty much stripped away all the attributes that would make Hyperion recognizable as Superman, I suppose. But the basic story was still there. You know, he was, alien baby and all that. So would they ever actually deal with Hyperion? I'm sure they would change him quite a lot if they were to pursue anything more, unless this was just some joke they wanted to do for the Loki show. He makes an appearance, and that's it. Because a lot of this stuff in comic books is one thing, but they might run afoul just taking off with their own Superman. But as a dig at DC to cast Henry Cavill as Hyperion would be kind of funny. But part of the problem, and Matt McClellan here goes into it, the rumor suggests that this would be probably more Squadron Sinister than Supreme, and that Loki would be dealing with multiverse stuff, and so he would run into these guys in another universe, but that this would be some sort of boys style, like how nasty Homelander and the like are in that series, and that's what he would encounter in that, and that Henry would play the part of Hyperion, the evil Superman in this world. Now, of course, yes, he's been rumored. Here's some artist did a Photoshop of him as Captain Britain, but I don't think that's when he goes in with Peggy Carter and all that stuff. They probably won't even bother with the Captain Britain. But how likely is this when the stories about that, Warner Brothers wanted him back for Superman, they wanted him back for cameos and all that sort of stuff, but that the stumbling block was he wanted more money. So he passes on that. He elevates his status with Witcher and stuff like that, and but then he jumps at the chance to do this lower budget, maybe an episode or two for a D+ series. That doesn't quite add up, unless. And he makes the same conclusion here, that it is just some sort of parody and a joke, and it might even only be one episode. So he pops in, and everybody gets the joke. Oh, look, it's the evil Superman. and I don't know, they dye his hair red or whatever. And everyone gets the gag, and that's it. He does that scene, and then comes back as Superman. And that could work, I suppose. But that would be the only scenario I see this happening. All the other rumors about him being Captain Britain, I don't think. Maybe there was talks about it, but it didn't go anywhere. There was also one where he was going to be Wolverine. The latest beyond this is rather new about him being Hyperion, was that they were looking at him as possibly being Reed Richards for the Fantastic Four. But again, a lot of this is probably nonsense. No doubt, I think, probably looked at him. There may have been some talks, but still hoping he comes back as Superman for the DC universe. And if that doesn't work out, I do think he should be a serious consideration for James Bond. Could do both. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. It's an interesting thing. And I've always been a sucker for Squadron Supreme and just knockoffs of Justice League overall. There's been quite a few. I don't know why, but I guess because it's one of those things where they can do things with those versions that you can never really do with Justice League. That being said, Squadron Supreme that Mark Grunwald did a lot of things. It introduced the split between Batman and Superman. In there, it was Hyperion and Nighthawk. They were friends and allies and all that stuff, but that broke up because they went in different directions, and Nighthawk was against the whole tyrannical take that the Squadron did, albeit with good intentions, but the road to hell paved and all that. And other interesting things like the Flash needing to eat all the time because he burns up so much using his speed and whatnot. Well, they introduced that for the Wizard. But it was just thinking through stuff like that, and those elements found their way to the actual Justice League members, and so on and so forth, predating it by the late, great Mark Grunwald. So that series is available. There were follow-ups and stuff. Yeah, they were okay, but they were never as good as that run. That one was pretty good. And unfortunately, the Marvel Max series, which was their mature readers line they did a while back, just fizzled. I don't know why they lost direction and didn't continue with it, but it was pretty interesting for a while, but it doesn't end well because it just sort of fades away. But the original series, I do recommend that one. That was a good one. So anyway, there you go. Probably nothing to this, but I don't know. It caught my interest.